Welcome back to the action, softball action that is, so with the Hobbs Lady Eagles, as we are getting into the bottom of the second, and coming up to bat is going to be looks like it is top of the order now. Kaya Boyle is back up.
Number 13, Kaya Boyle.
Boyle was called out the first time around, so let's see if she can improve her batting average the second time, as that was low for a ball. All right. Second one is called a strike. 1-1 is the count against Boyle for second time up. She has not been on base yet. And that was a dribbler for a ball 2. 2-1 is the count against Boyle. Coach's daughter. Yes. That one a little on the mark. Actually, it was on the mark. It's called a strike. 2-2 is the count. It looks like the wind has maintained its speed just a little bit off to the left for a foul. Count stays the same at 2-2. Once again, Gallegos, freshman for the Goddard Rockets. She is on the mound, pitching for Goddard on this overcast day, windy overcast day. Feels like either late fall or a winter day as it gets colder throughout the night. Speaking of colder, that was a ball. So full count once again for a Hobbs Eagle. That one also low, and it's going to be a walk for Boyle. That gets her on base. Coming up next will be Young.
Now batting the third
Marissa Young.
Marissa Young.
She is a senior. See if she can advance the runners, or maybe just even get on. Now that's a really high ball. That's going to be a wild pitch, and that will advance the runner to second. Boyle will go to second on that. It wasn't even close. As this happens, they're going to go ahead and talk to their young pitcher, Gallegos, and see if they can control this walking. She's walked quite a few. In fact, she's walked 4 in the last inning, and she walked one. So that's 5 already in this game, and it's only in the second inning. No outs so far. As we already have one ball called. Doesn't look like they're going to pull her, but they're going to definitely make sure that she is okay to continue. And that is exactly what's happening, as they are going to leave her on the mound a little while longer anyway. And as they do, of course, it will be Young coming up next for Hobbs. She's already 1-0 on the count. That was a little high too. Kind of a floater up there. Ball 2. Not able to find that mark. I know how that feels sometimes. You're trying to get the pitch and it just seems to escape your hand in the wrong place. That one also was too low. She overcorrected on her pitch. And it went from high to low. That was a dribbler. The catcher did catch it. But nevertheless, 3-0 is the count. One more and be another walk issued. That one looked good, but no, it was not. It was another walk issued.
Now batting the center
So
fielder,
that will
number
put
1, Edith Chavez.
runners at first and second. Boyle at second, Young at first. And Chavez is coming up. She also walked in the last inning. She is part of the 4 runs that were brought in for Hobbs. As there is, She's looking at her calls, and that was not what was issued, but nevertheless it did not escape the catcher. She did catch it on the ground. Another dribbler for another ball. One on first, one on second, and no outs. This one looks like it might escape, and it's going to be a safe call. So again, a wild pitch. And runners advance, second and third respectively. Now we'll put two in scoring position. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, the count is 2 balls as the new pitcher. That would be the freshman, Jayla Morales, is up for Goddard. I'm going to see if she can help. That was Gallegos who got through 1 inning. And that was it, just 1 inning. And most likely, unless things change real quickly, will be the losing pitcher of this game. Of course, you know, they score that sometimes in an interesting way, but right now she is the losing pitcher with allowing at least 5 runs, and 2 more are on base, so she'd be credited for those as well. That will definitely drive up her ERA, but this is their first game, so they have a lot to learn, and Hobbs is not an easy game to play. All right, set to bat now is going to be Chavez. As that one looks like it's going to be another ball, so it'll be ball 3 or 2. It was right. So another walk issued, this one by the new pitcher.
Now batting the first baseman, number 16, Carissa Garcia.
So that will once again load up the bases, and it'll also be looks like that is Martinez. And that one is issued as a ball. Yes, that is Martinez. Last time also walked. She was part of that 4-run home run that happened just moments ago. Ball 2. So different pitcher, but same result so far. Can't seem to find the strike zone. As Goddard is trying to keep back in this game. That was hit to the left, and that is actually to the right. My left, their right, and that is going to be a single. It is also going to score, so it'll be an RBI single. And that will advance Boyle to home. Young is at third, and Chavez will be at second. And the pitch is deep, but not deep enough. It went to center field. Caught, throw for home, but or actually the pitcher, but it didn't stop another run to score, so that makes.
Now batting the catcher, number 20, Anaya Rodriguez.
1 out for Hobbs, but they did have scored 2 since. And this time around, Garcia was awarded a home run just moments ago that brought in 4 runs. See if they're going to pitch to her, because they can actually walk her and load up the bases, but we'll see. As Morales gives her a floater. That will be called a ball. Once again, Garcia hit the home run here just moments ago. We weren't on, so unfortunately we did not get that on video. Same call as before, another ball, 2 balls, no strikes. We have 2 on, first and second. As that is Martinez at first, Chavez at second. And that one is hit to the left for a foul. Actually, that is one of the few strikes, actually the first strike or called strike for the young pitcher Morales for Goddard. As we are continuing, bottom of the second, it is now a 7-run lead for Hobbs. They have 2 more to go, plus 1 on bat. And that was yanked to the right, but it is the infield. And it is caught on second base for an out.
Number 10, Candace Harrison.
So 2 outs for Hobbs right now. Three, 4. And that'll put on the bat. It's like Harrison. Swing and a miss for Harrison. That'll be strike 1. Haven't seen too many of those from the Hobbs Lady Eagles. And actually that will be a wild pitch, and that does score another run. So now 8-0 is the score. Hobbs at the bottom of the second, enjoying a comfortable lead against the Goddard Rockets. And now we have 1 on second, and that is it for Harrison. 1-1 is the count. And she pops it over to left, and that is caught by third base. And it looks like it will be, yes, the second out. What was the third out? Oh, she got really lucky. Yeah, it was considered a foul, so she's still up. 2 outs, though, for Hobbs. Harrison's still on, alive with that foul. 2 strikes. So 1-2 is the count. And that one is going to be a ball. Wasn't quite sure if that was going to be called or not. So 2-2 is the count right now. As we get another swing. This time it goes past third base, goes to the outfield, and is bobbled. And it looks like it's going to be a standing, well, it would be a double, but instead it's going to be an error. So it'll be considered an error, but that does score. And Hobbs is now up 8-0. As up right now is Fuentes. She was also issued a walk earlier. First ball is a ball. As we have live action here, it's Veterans Memorial Complex. And that is also issued a ball. So already 2-0. Fuentes is ahead of the count. And that one is another ball. Just waiting for the call from the ump. No call, so it's a ball. Jayla Morales, first time pitching this season, I'm sure, is a freshman, and just trying to keep the bats cold. Not working out so far. That did help, though. First strike for Fuentes. Counts 3-1 right now with 2 outs. 1 on second base. And that one is going to be to the right. And it's going to come off the backstop for a foul. Uncatchable. So all of a sudden now it's full count. 3-2 for Fuentes as she lines up for the pitch. Here's the pitch. And that is hit to the right. And that is caught. Very nice sliding grab by the right fielder for the third out. So that was a huge inning once again for Hobbs. They had a total of 3 runs score in. And not too many hits. Didn't really need them, but they did get at least one. as they are taking over this game. Come back in just a moment. We'll get you caught up on everything that's going on with the Lady Eagles as well as the Lady Rockets right here. We'll be back in a moment. All right, team gathering around as we start at the top of the third inning. Hobbs with a comfortable lead, 8-0 so far over the Lady Goddard Rockets. And it is a cold one out here as we continue playing. 5:47 is the time right now. And I hope you're doing well. Got out here a little late. Got the call late about this, but finally got set up, and we are going to definitely have some softball action. First game for the Goddard Rockets, and fourth game, I believe, for Hobbs Lady Eagles. Yes, fourth game. I know how to count. First one is in for a ball. It's top of the third. Called strike on that one. Crowd is happy about that. They are so far dominating this Goddard team. Behind the bat right now is Marissa Crawford. She is a sophomore, listed at 5'7". I think she's actually the catcher. Let's see, and that one is called for strike. Well, the count is 2-2 right now. No outs. Top of the third. Little high there for a ball. So full count going. And that is again for Crawford. And she will be issued the walk. Ball 4. So that will get her on base. Hasn't happened too much so far for Goddard. And they will give well, I don't know the number because she's wearing a coat. I don't blame her either, but that was a substitution. So now we have
now batting for the Lady Rockets, the leadoff hitter, number 7, Kiana Gonzalez.
Back to the lead. And Gonzalez is going to take it. Struck out the first time up. See if she has any better luck the second time around. Gonzalez is a sophomore, 5'4". And here we go. Let's see if she can advance her teammate. That one is a bunt attempt, but way high for a strike. Would have been a ball, but since she was trying for the bunt, it will be considered a strike. Another pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Almost similar to what she did the first time around. Although she didn't have anybody on, she is the lead-off batter. So 0-2 for Gonzalez. That one is going to be high and out of play. Foul ball. So no change on that. 0-2. She is trying to get something going. Right now she's still alive, though. At least that's a positive. And here we go again. Another pop-up fly. Yep, just hit the roof. So 2 foul balls. As Treviso is still pitching for Hobbs. She's doing a great job, so why not? Another pitch. And another foul ball. Getting contact, but just not making it timely enough but still alive. That's the third foul for Gonzalez. Yeah, she got struck out the first time around. She's trying to avoid doing that again. And here's the pitch, and that is a swing and a miss for a strike. And that'd be her second one for the game, as well as first out of the inning. So record that. Get the next batter up here, and that's going to be Soriano. Roxana Soriano. She is a freshman. She's 5'2". See what she can do behind the bat. First one's a little off for a ball. Listening live right here. Whether it be on Cool 95.7. Also, usually we're on the Eagle, but not. So, hopefully you'll be able to find it. Game right now, though, 8-0. 1-1 is the count. Got a game after this with the Hobbs Eagles. The baseball team is going to be facing Cleveland, the Cleveland Storm. Faced them the other day. We'll talk about that later on, as I'm going to be running over there soon, hopefully, and staying warm as well. 2-0 is the count for Soriano. As another quick one. This one goes to the right. It is going to be possibly, no, not a double play, but it was close. Did get a fielder's choice out of that one. And that is going to be, no, Soriano does manage to get on base. And that will be 1 out. 2 outs, actually, for Goddard. As up next is Marcial Hernandez, who quickly makes it. They hit the gap and didn't quite get it for the 3rd out. So once again, bats are just not working out for the Goddard Rockets, as they are out again. No runs. They did have one. I believe they had one hit. No, they had a walk. So 1 on. They did have 2, but they only had 1. So, yeah, it was a fielder's choice, so that wasn't a hit. And no runs. We'll be at the bottom of the 3rd here in just a moment. The Hobbs up again. They are comfortably leading. They have had 5 in the first, and 3 in the second. 3 runs, that is. Back in just a moment right here at Veterans Memorial Complex. Back with the action right here as our designated player, Martinez, is up to bat. First one for the bottom of the 3rd. Hobbs is leading 8-0 here at the Black Gold Slugfest for the ladies. This is their first night to play. First night for the Goddard Rockets as well, as they are having to deal with the strength of bats for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. That one goes off the glove of the first baseman, and that will be an advance to first. So that is on error. And we are already back up to the top of the order with Boyle. She was out in the first. Second, she ended up walking and got run, scored in after a couple of wild pitches that advanced her to 3rd. Already ball 1 as we continue moving. Oh, do that. Action so quick. There we go. So 1 on, no outs. Bottom of the third, as right now we're at the top of the order with Boyle. She is already at a 3-0 count. So she has some pitches to play with. See if this is going to be anything different. No, it is going to be another walk issued. Second one for Boyle. So far an error and a walk have started this third inning, bottom of the third for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Once again, Young is up to bat. She had a walk in both of the last two as well. And we're already starting off with a ball for Marissa Young. Clouds are starting to dissipate, but the cold is still here. Wind is actually not much of a factor right now, as that's a wild pitch. It's going to advance the runners to second and third, respectively. Once again. So those are not helping the cause for the Lady Rockets at all. So Martinez at third and Boyle at second. And right now it is a 3-0 count once again. This time for Young. A quick try, as that was a strike call. So if one of the few strikes that has been called. Get that down. And that will advance the runner again, loading up the bases also. So bottom of the third, no outs, bases loaded. We have Chavez rolling up. She has walked twice. We are still not seeing any different results because Morales is the relief pitcher. She is a freshman though, as she came in the second inning. That one goes past third base. It's going to at least score 2. And it does. It's a stand-up. It's a 2 RBI single for Chavez. As that did score Martinez and Boyle. So Martinez and Boyle did score. And that will put it up at 10, already at mercy rule. But that has to be at the 5th inning. So we're still going strong. As next up to bat is going to be Martinez. She walked once, also got an RBI single. Got that one up the middle, and it's going to be an out for out number 1. But it will advance the runners. So sac fly, well, not a fly. But that will be out number 1. And that does, like I said, advance the runners. Looks like it's going to be Young at third, Chavez at second. So 2 more in scoring position with 1 out for Hobbs. And that was hit hard up the middle, not even trying to. Yep, that is out there. And once again, another home run. This time it looks like again for Garcia. That's her second home run. She is definitely gunning for player of the game. As yes, indeed, she's getting used to that. So that was a 3-run home run for Garcia. Still just 1 out. I can't remember what the mercy rule is. I know it's after 3 innings. I think it's 15 or 20. I can't remember exactly, but we'll find out as the game goes along. We have, looks like a possibility of a different. Looks like that is Anaya Rodriguez. And Anaya Rodriguez is up to bat, and she has a count of 1-1. And that one is going to be a hit. And that is going to be out of here as well for Rodriguez. So back-to-back home runs are issued, and hopefully the girls won't hurt themselves as they go out there to celebrate that home run for Rodriguez. A big slug, a big hit, and a big results. 14-0 at the bottom of the third, as Hobbs is just rolling right now. I had a feeling they might against this inexperienced Goddard Rockets team. And still on the mound, though, is going to be Jayla Morales. Looks like she may be chalking up the loss on this one, but either way, at this point, it's a moot point. So once again, bottom of the third, it has been a 6-run inning for the Lady Eagles. And it is going to be looks like that is Harrison. Candace Harrison. Up there she is. She is up. And already has a 1-1 count. Bing. Going up to a 2-1 count for Harrison. That's what it must have been. All right. And that was a swing off to the third and an easy out. So for a 5-3 is out number 2.
Number 5, Jackie Fuentes.
And Jackie Fuentes. Yep, there we go. Now we're back on track. Okay.
Pinch hitting number 4, Abby Zambrano.
So 2 outs right now at the bottom of the third, as we have looks like that is going to be Zambrano, sophomore Zambrano, going to be up next. Crowd is, of course, happy with the outcome so far. 2 outs, 14-0. Hobbs in the lead, as that is high. And it's going to be a ball. 1-0 is the count. As we're continuing to see the Hobbs Lady Eagles roll. Still 2 outs, though. So 1 away, and the inning will be over with. But not before they had 6 runs come in. That one was also a ball. 2-0 the count. And that one is hit hard. Not hard enough. It goes to center field, basically, for a long single. But it does get Zambrano on.
Now batting the DP, number 15, Alexis Martinez.
For a single. And now it's Martinez up now. Designated person. That was low for ball 1. She reached error last time and did score. Part of the 6 runs. That was also low. Ball 2. Just got noticed or told that the game across the way from us, the Clovis Artesia game, is a final. Clovis won that one 8-1 over Artesia. And that is the game before ours for the boys, for the Hobbs Eagles. So once this is over with, I'll be going over there and, of course, broadcasting for the Hobbs Eagles. That one was a bouncer, too. It's going to advance the runner as the count goes to 3-1. And Hobbs just rolling in this one so far, not having much problems at all with Goddard, the Lady Rockets. And let's see what happens on this one. It is hit up the middle, but that is going to be caught by the second baseman. Over to first for out number 3. But the damage has been done. 6 runs in that third inning, bottom of the third, as we go to the top of the fourth. And Goddard has a huge hole to get out of. 14 runs to be exact, and they need all the help they can get. Of course, the Lady Eagles are going to make sure that they can see if they can get this one to the bottom of the fourth. Be back in just a moment right here at Veterans Memorial Complex at the Black Gold Slugfest. Game started late, but we are on track for an early decision on this one, as it is the top of the fourth. 14-0 is the score. Definitely over the 10 that is needed for the fifth inning. But Goddard, on the other hand, still has a say in this as they get the first pitch, and that is going to be called a ball. And that is hit to the left. And that is taken by, whoop, that was thrown a little too hard. And that's going to sneak past first base and go to second. The runner's going to go to second, so that's going to be a hit and then an error. And that is, that's the fourth inning, so.
Now batting the second baseman, number 24, Lindsey Campa.
So a single, but an error as well. Going to be on that one. As Campos is up next. That's Campos. Taking a second already, and that was hit up the middle, and it is going to be thrown to first. This time around, it is actually on target. That'll be for out number 1, but it does advance the runner to third.
Now batting the third baseman, number 13.
So that'll be out number 1 for Campos. So Guzman's up next for Goddard, as Hobbs is making quick work of the lineup. That'll be a ball. For 1 ball, 1 out, 1 on third base, scoring position, as that is a swing and a miss. Strike 1. She swings like I do. Trying to get it all, but missing it. Second or third pitch is also considered a ball. So 2-1 is the count, as Goddard at least has a chance to get someone to score. Swing and a miss. She is just trying to taste that RBI, sitting on third, standing on third. And it is now a count of 2-2. She's going to watch her swings, at least make contact. And she does, but that is going to go out right in front of left field. Run scored, and she gets all the way to second, almost a standing second for Guzman. So RBI double for her. As 1 run scores. And that will advance it to 14-1. Now it's going to be a foul over our heads. It didn't hit the roof. Once again, number 5. Don't have her on my roster, but it's a quick high one. As there is a possible rundown going. Nope, she's going to end up back at first. So no. 1-1 is the count for the Rockets, as They have not been able to, well, actually, this is the first inning they were able to score a run. Now that's going to be close. It's safe, though. It was, runner was in the middle. Pitcher had the ball, and she ran to third, was able to get there safely before the pitcher was able to possibly throw her out. So there is once again a running score at third. One out. Counts 1-2. She's looking at the coach to get the call, see what she needs to do, whether it be a bunt. She could bunt, or she could swing for it. Either way, she's at 2 strikes. Pitcher has a little play there. This one is set. It's going to be hit up the middle, and it's going to be to the wall for a catch at center field, but that is going to advance the runner to score. So that is an out. Actually, you know what? That is the third out, because the thing is this. When the runner advanced, she did not come back to tag the bag. That's just one-on-one. That's 101 right there. So no tag means third out. So that is, take that run off. 14-1 is the score. As we are going to the bottom of the fourth. Just like that. Things can change in a blink of an eye. And that's one of those situations. Since I could not see it, I did not know that she did not run back. And so Goddard coming back out again to play defense. So once again, had to fix the scoreboard. 14-1 is the score. Bottom of the fourth, as Goddard's coming up to warm up to see if they can get out of this inning without any more damage. I think it's already been done, though, but won't take much longer. And Hobbs is on a roll. Hot. Much hotter than the weather is showing. Back in just a moment right here on Nomar Broadcasting Network. We are back, and once again, Boyle is leading off the top of the fourth, or bottom of the fourth, but she is going to be the leadoff hitter. Once again, she's already been up 3 times. She's walked twice, and I think she was out the first time. Can't remember if that was a strikeout, but either way, or fielder's choice. But yeah, she did not make the base the first time. The second 2, she's walked, and she's actually scored on both second and third innings. That one is issued a ball. We are once again we are underway. And that is just off to the left, so that is a foul. Strike ball call. Count's going to be at 1-1 for Boyle. And and yeah, she is a junior, so she still has 1 more year to go. She's doing really well so far. Maybe she can connect, get something going with the bats. Not that the Hobbs Lady Eagles need it. They are in pretty much control right now with their 13-run lead. That one's yanked to the left, and it is going to go just past the left fielder. And that is going to be a long single once again for Boyle.
Now batting the third baseman, number 8.
But she did get a single out of that one, as it was corralled by the left fielder, but not quite. She couldn't do much more with that. I think that's Tegan Reese out there. as Hobbs is ready once again to bat. Young is at the plate, holding the bat, and she had her first call. That was ball once again. And pretty much balls through most of these at-bats. Trying to get the girls to swing, but they are very disciplined. That one was a strike, though, so just inside, looked like. 1-1 is the count for Young. As we're getting a sunset, except the clouds are covering that one up. And it's going to be a blooper over to second. Going to be one out as that goes to first. Fielder's choice.
Now batting the center fielder, number 1, Edith Chavez.
So that'll advance the runner to second. And of course, that'll be Boyle. And that'll be out number 1 for the Hobbs Eagles. Up next is Chavez. She's had 2 walks and a 2 RBI single. Or was it a double? I think it was a double, actually. In any case, that's a called strike for Chavez. It was help the cause. Call is 0-1. That one is hit to the left as well, challenging the left fielder as she throws it all the way home, but it is to no avail. A standing double for Chavez.
Now batting the first baseman, number 16, Carissa Garcia.
As that puts runners at second and third, and Garcia is up at bat once again. Is that who it is? And already down the field, but short for Carissa Garcia. So 1 and done, and that is going to be out number 2. And yep, and that did bring in a run, a sacrifice fly.
Now batting the right fielder, number 9, Allison Garcia.
So that'll be an RBI, sacrifice fly. Out number 2. And then we have now. Oh, there's Garcia. Okay. So there's 2 Garcias. All right, that threw me off a little bit. Swing to the left for a foul ball. And that'll be strike number 2. Actually, it's ball 1, so it's 2-1, or 1-2 is the count, I believe. As she is behind the count, Garcia is. That one is going to be a called ball high. As we have. Oh, that was a strikeout. Remarkable. I didn't even see that. Just like it looked like it was so high, it was going to be a floater. That is the third out for the inning, bottom of the 4th. And Hobbs scores 1. They just answered back for the Rockets. It is a 15-1 game so far as we go to the top of the 5th. It'll be the final inning unless the Goddard Rockets can get a few runs. They need about 4 of them to be able to at least get, actually I think at 5, because I think they need to be under 10 to be able to continue this game. So they have a lot of pressure on them to be able to continue this. We'll be back in just a moment right here on the No Mark Broadcasting Network. Hey, you know, this is a beat you can't touch, and we are live right here at Veterans Memorial Complex. And Lady Eagles are playing lights out ball, although the lights are on, so that's a good thing because it is dark outside now. As coming up next, Goddard has their pitcher. So Jalen Morales is up, the freshman. See if they can help their cause. At the top of the 5th inning. First one's a called ball. And that one is going to be a strike. So 1-1 is the count right now against the pitcher, Morales. It's going to be pitcher versus pitcher. And that one is also considered a strike. 1-2. Pitcher is ahead of the count. See if she can get this one. Swing to the right, and that is foul. So nothing changes. 1-2 is the count for Morales. This is their first time at bat. Dribbler off to the left. That'll be picked up by the third baseman and thrown to first. So a 5-3 for out number 1.
Now batting the catcher, number 30, Marissa Crawford.
Okay. Well, that's right. There we go. So up now is going to be Crawford. First one, a swing and a miss. Just couldn't get that timing right for the catcher. Second one, it will be a strike as well as it goes down the pike. No swing on that one. 0-2, and that is a swing and a foul to the right. Nearly goes into the bullpen or the dugout. As it is 6:23, about an hour to go before the boys start to play. That one is a low for ball, called ball. 1-2 is the count now, as the Eagles are enjoying a 14-run lead over these Goddard Lady Rockets. This pitch real quick and didn't chase it. Catcher didn't chase that one, so it'll be 2-2 the count for Crawford, who is a sophomore, by the way, Marissa Crawford. Once again, quick release. Another no chase, but that was called a strike. So once again, good strikeout for, let's see, that would be Treviso. So Gonzalez up now, trying to see if she can better her performance. So we have 2 strikes, 1 more, and this game is over. Already have a count of 0-1. We'll match that up to 1-1. And that is Gonzalez, sophomore. See if she can hit anything. She did. Blooper off to the right will be a foul. Count will go to 1-2. And Hobbs rolling right now in this game. 1 more out, and just 1 more strike really is needed. That'll be outside. That'll be a ball. Was not chased. So good eye for Gonzalez. As she goes for 1 more attempt. That one is a little off too. And, you know, the pitcher had that in her wheelhouse. So she was able to get those 2. This one could be a strike, could be a chaser, who knows. That's one of the things about pitching. You never know what's going to happen. That's why you never know. But this one is hit up high, could be caught. It could be fair as well. No, it is fair, but not caught. And that is going to be an error, but also gets her to second base. So an error, but
Now batting the right fielder, number 10, Roxana.
no, it's not an error. Well, it went between the two. I guess that does mean it's a double. So 1 on and 2 outs, and that is a check swing, but it is called a strike. And that is for Soriano. Number Roxana Soriano, freshman as well. Young team. This team from Goddard is rather young. And it is their first game, so they're getting a lot of experience against this Hobbs Eagles team tonight. That one is low for a ball. Soriano's up on the count right now. 2-1. Going to get back into it, and of course the pitch will be happening very, very fast. And that'll be outside for a ball. Got to make sure I see the call. Sometimes it does take a moment for them to get that strike call. Right now, 3-1. And that is the final out. So they tried to rally a little bit, but didn't work out. Final score is going to be 15-1. Didn't need to go ahead and get into the bottom of the fifth. We did it at the top of the fifth. Come back in just moments, and we'll wrap this up for the Hobbs Lady Eagles. Once again victorious over the Goddard Lady Rockets. Final score is 15-1. All right, and you know, as we're talking right now, of course, the Lady Eagles over at Tasker Arena are already starting up their game. They're probably already in the first quarter. I'm going to check that out, of course, before I get over to the baseball diamond and be able to give you all the coverage we can for your Hobbs Eagles as they play the Cleveland Storm. Once again, Eagles in a barn burner, basically, allowing just 1 run for the Goddard Rockets. And the final score, 15-1. Top of the fifth, didn't go to the bottom. It was a mercy rule ending, and we're going to go ahead and shut it down so I can get over there and get started. But appreciate you coming in. Unfortunately, we missed the first home run due to technical errors or events. But we're definitely going to have the second game for you. The Hobbs Eagles will be broadcast on all the No-Mark broadcasting networks, whether it be on Facebook page for Cool 95.7. You also have it on HobbsAmerica.com, and you have it on, what did I miss? YouTube, yes, on the Lee County Sports and News. For me, for Don Morgan, and for Evie Stuber, as well as for Tiffany, all of us helping out, wish you a great night, and thanks for watching right here on No-Mark Broadcasting. Take care.